Sure, there's a lot of Muslims don't do that in their homes. Put some sandals or some shoes, or not shoes, thongs in your bathroom. Do not go into the bathroom without wearing thongs. The reason is, and he says, later on he says, the reason is that what's in there? What's in the toilet? Germs, filth, jinn, shayateen. Yeah. Okay, the shayateen, they love filth. So they go in there and they cover themselves with crap. You know, poo, you know what it's called? Right? They cover themselves with, they love it, they enjoy it. Look, there's the shayateen al-marada, the hadith says. Marada is the mischievous, troublemaking shayateen. So the thing is, the shaitan, or the jinns, to hurt you, they don't have to be mischievous. It can be accidental. Like one of the classic things is when you throw hot water. The old days, we don't throw hot water, we just turn the tap on. But in the old days, they throw their hot water. And so that they say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, because if there's a jinn there, and you throw your hot water on the jinn gets scared, their brains aren't as strong as ours, their bodies are stronger, and they'll bilbisik. You get possessed. Alright, or cop a hit, that's right. Or they blow on you, or anything happens, and they're so strong, you're going to get damaged by it. So it's not that they're evil. Okay, some of them are pious, some of them are more pious than us. Some of them are around, they're Sahabis, they've been around since the time of the Prophet of Allah, ﷺ. Some of them even before that time. They live a lot longer than us. Okay? So it's not that they're mischievous in that way, it's just, that's their territory. You know, and you jump in the water and there's a shark, it's going to bite you. That's just how it works. So, whatever, go into a corner and there's a redback spider, they're going to bite you, or a funnel web, or go where there's a snake and startle it, it's going to bite you. That's the nature of even you. Like, when you watch the YouTube videos and they scare people, and someone was, even a woman, like a little girl, punched someone in the face. It's just a natural reaction. Okay, so you don't want to put yourself in a scenario where, because of ghafla, because of your own negligence or recklessness, you end up, getting affected by one of these jinns. So where do they enter from? The feet. Most of the time, they enter through the big toe. So you don't want to go into that place and step on them, for example, and they go into you. So you wear your shoes, or not shoes, sandals or thongs or whatever it is, in your bathroom. Every bath you should not enter. You should not enter. I know the Prophet said it's a sunnah and all that, but I would say that in this day and age, especially in Australia where there's heaps of jinns, because they live in the trees, they live in the open areas, they live on the oceans. We've got heaps of open area where one of the most sparsely populated countries and continents in the whole world. We've got plenty of bush, and they love that stuff. Go to the Blue Mountains. When you go there, you go, how do they even get here? It's just bush everywhere and cliffs. So that's where they live. And plus, our suburbs are quite leafy, even Auburn, and there's areas of parks and a lot of trees and things. They live in the trees and whatever else, away from human beings. So I would say it's wajib in my book, not shar'an, in my book, wajib not to go into any toilet unless you've got thongs on, or your own shoes, or whatever the case might be. It's a very dangerous practice, extremely dangerous practice, especially if you're going to a public toilet. Watch out, because where do you think they hang all day? They don't need to go through the door when it's locked, and most of the doors that are locked on the public toilets are they're not even proper doors. They're just like mesh and that stuff. They hang out in there, and Allahu alam what goes on in a public toilet. Don't even want to think about it, and the disgustingness that's there. Watch out. One of our friends, subhanAllah, anytime he goes to a public toilet, cops it. They blow on him, they do something to him, and he loses his mind, just for a little while. So you got to watch out. And then the more raqiq your own soul is, the more gentle your own soul is, the more easier it is to get hammered by these things. So my advice is, don't ever, avoid as much as possible going into a toilet without having shoes on.
Even though thongs are open, you don't enter through your big toe.
No. Open's fine, as long as you're not on the ground. Yeah. Better not to. It's better to wear, your thongs in there. And then also, which is not mentioned here, nakhama, don't spit into a toilet. Don't urinate into an open drain. Things like that. Like when you're in the shower, be careful about things like that, because it's stank in there. I don't know if you ever stuck your nose in that thing where the shower is. It's stank, and that's where because the same thing, they can affect you. They can come. The worst place to get in jinn is through your mouth. If it goes through your mouth, bad news. So you want to be careful about these things. If you do say, if you're in the toilet, you can't say that. So you just got to be careful. These are little things that make your life easier. I mean, these things, we've got enough problems with the shayateen of the ins, let alone having the shayateen of the jinn on our backs. Alhamdulillah, it's Ramadan, so it's, those things, they're less likely to occur. But you never know. They're just, like we said, they're like kids. The jinns, their brains are like kids. They're a bit simple. And that's Allah's hikmah of Allah. They're much, much stronger than us. But you can't, if they gave them the brains, we wouldn't be able to live on this earth probably. They'd just overrule us. But so Allah, that's the wisdom of Allah. Same thing, all the animals, like look at the tigers and that. The guy's got a whip and the tiger will just rip the guy apart, and it doesn't. It jumps through the hoops and does whatever. The brain is the key, rather than bears. They even do it with bears. Crazy things like that. Even the guys with snakes and crocodiles, and the brain always overcomes everything. It's the wisdom, and we're the most intelligent of all Allah's creations on this world anyway.